McKinney North entering the offseason after a fifth-place finish at district right behind McKinney Boyd. Coach Shawn Brasher joining us now. And Shawn, your team was the only one to send 2 wrestlers to the regional meet and the only one to send one to the state meet out of McKinney ISD. A successful year overall. How do you assess it when you look back at it here a few months removed from the season?
I'm very pleased with the kids. Everything you mentioned, considering the numbers and our experience, our kids did an outstanding job. And when you always keep it in perspective like that, our kids did great.
Darryl Travis ending his career on a high note at 220 pounds. He took second at district. He came in third at the regional meet in Katy, earning a trip to Austin and the state meet. Travis, such a special wrestler for you throughout his career. What did you like about his senior year?
Just perseverance. It's kind of frustrated. Last year he was 1 match away from making it to that state tournament, and this year he got it done, and it wasn't easy. You know, when you get to, we're in arguably the toughest district, toughest region, and it was a tough road. We had to wrestle Allen, of course, and I think the Allen kid ended up finishing third. And then we lost to a kid from Wiley, and we had to come back on the backside of that bracket, and we had him in the finals, which was what was going to determine whether or not we were going to state. And we ended up, winning that match. So very proud of Darrell and everything he's accomplished, and just stuck with it, and he's worked hard for it.
What does it mean for Darryl Travis to be the only wrestler from McKinney ISD to advance to the state meet this year? What a prestigious honor that must have been.
Yeah, it is. And, we've got a history of going to the state tournament. Out of the 9 years of the program, we've made it there with kids 7 of the years. And I guess it kind of puts some pressure on the kids. Not that I'm putting it on them, but they just want to continue that legacy. And Darryl was kind of, like I said, he was upset with himself last year, and then this year he just worked hard and he got it done. So we're very proud of him and everything that he accomplished this year.
Certainly building a tradition in wrestling at North. How do you replace a guy like Darryl? That's obviously going to be tough to do.
It's very tough, and I tell you that the biggest thing that we're going to lose with Darryl is his leadership. It's very rare that you get a kid like Darryl who comes in and does what you need him to do a lot of times without asking. He's just got that natural leadership ability, so that's one of the biggest things that we're going to miss this year. And hopefully we can groom some of these other kids to step up. They've seen what it takes, and they've learned from Darryl, and hopefully people like Travis Quarterman and Tyler Board can step up and fill that role.
Yeah, while Darryl Travis moves on, you have Travis Quarterman returning, 2 years left in the program. He had a standout sophomore year. He finished second at district at 132 pounds, advanced to the regional meet. Did you think that Travis had that in him as a sophomore?
Absolutely. And another thing people don't realize is Travis is truly just a second-year wrestler. So he's just a true athlete. He loves the sport. He's one of those that has a passion for the sport. He works hard, not just in practice, but he does what it takes, out of practice. He gets up and runs. He lives. He makes camps and clinics. So I'm really excited. We're both disappointed that he didn't make it this year. It just kind of happened. There were some blown calls. I don't like putting things on officials, but it happened the way it happened. We should have been at the state tournament. He handled that experience with character, so I was proud of him because of that. But I'm really excited about what he's going to do these next few years.
Yeah, Quarterman really opened some eyes at the district meet. He lost to Allen's A.J. Hinkle 10-8 in the district final. Man, you take one of the best wrestlers in the area, if not the state, to the limit like that, and Quarterman really proved that he belongs on that level.
Absolutely. We hit, coming out in the first period, what I loved about that match is, most of the guys are intimidated by people like Hinkle, and Hinkle's an outstanding wrestler, but we went out there and he caught Hinkle in a throw, and it should have been a 5-point throw, and unfortunately it's one of those things that, like I mentioned earlier, we didn't get the points for it. And then later on in the third period, he just kept fighting. He never gave up. And we had him in a turn, and again, we should have got some back points off of that, but it just didn't happen for us. So,
2 years to go in his career. What will it take for Quarterman to reach the level of a Darryl Travis or some of the others that you've seen come through this program that have reached that state competition?
He's already doing it. If he just stays on the path that he's on, and he just continues to work hard, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be at the state tournament these next 2 years, and he's going to be in the medal rounds.
Future certainly bright with Quarterman and some of your other younger wrestlers. You mentioned Tyler Board, another sophomore. What do you like about Tyler as he progresses?
Tyler just comes from a family. He's from a family of wrestlers. Chris Board, who's my Booster Club president, who's been there with us through this entire time, and he's a tremendous asset to the program. He's got that history, and he works hard for it, and he's got a little bit of experience. So he's at that level where if he just gets after it and he decides to make that decision this summer and get after it, that we're going to see some great things out of Tyler Boyd next year.
You also like the prospects of another sophomore, Chandler Duran, who is with you at the varsity level this season. What is Chandler's potential?
It's kind of the same thing. He comes from a family of wrestlers. He's got that experience. He's got those first couple of years underneath his belt now, and now the technique's starting to click. And so you can also see that he's right there. So with a little bit of extra work, he's going to do very well next year as well.
Your team should be bolstered by a few newcomers as well, wrestlers that were at the JV level for most of this season, got some varsity experience here and there. Alex Chapa, Bryce Thomas, a freshman, along with his brother. What can they bring to the table for you?
Well, again, they're just athletes. Chapa, he came in and he doesn't know a lot of the technique, but in his drilling he seemed to pick up the technique very quick, and so I was amazed. And so he's just got a lot of natural ability, as well as Bryce and Bricky Thomas and another freshman, Justin Hartcorn. All of them, when they pick up the moves that quick, and if you put them against kids with their own experience, they do very well. And that's the majority of our team. We don't have a lot of kids with experience, so unfortunately our JV lineup is pretty light, but our JV kids, when they get in there, they go toe-to-toe, and we're always in the middle round with those kids. So I'm always proud of them, and I always look forward to seeing what they can do.
We know that times are changing in Texas high school wrestling. The UIL is finally splitting classifications in this sport. We talked with Boyd's Dave Clayton just a moment ago. He fully expects Boyd to be in that large school division, Class 5A, and with the Allen and 3 Plano schools. North should be in Class 4A. We don't know that yet for sure, and assuming that's the case, we still don't know what district you're going to be in. What is this time like for you? Just wondering, who are we going to wrestle?
Well, a couple of things. We just got to continue doing what we got to do. We're still going to go after meet some of those guys in some of these tournaments and have that good quality competition. And even though we're going to get out of that district, the Allens and the Planos, four of the largest schools in the state of Texas, is just kind of an unfair advantage. But like I said, when our kids gain some experience, they could go toe-to-toe with them. So that aspect, we're kind of glad to get out of that, at least be in some districts where we can compete as far as numbers and experience. But that being said, it's still, wherever we go, they may put some Wiley schools in there with us. They could put some Frisco schools in there, and those are some tough wrestling schools as well. So it's still going to be a battle, and we just got to continue doing what we do.
Shawn, more than anything, what are you emphasizing to your team here in the offseason? It's obviously a critical time for any sport, but especially wrestling, where you're building for next season.
Well, they're aware of what's going on, and they ask me every day, and I tell them as soon as I know something, you'll know something. But I'm just trying to keep them focused, let them know that it's no different than any other year. We got to continue to get in here. We got to work hard. We're concentrating on our lifting right now, trying to get it strong, and then we also go into our off-style, freestyle and Greco that we do in the off season. So we're just in there getting some experience on the mat and trying to gain some additional tournaments.
Shawn, we appreciate your time as always. Best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Shawn Brasher, head coach of the North Bulldogs, a team that is building on its tradition. And that is our show for today. Next week, we jump into the pool as we feature swimming across MISD. Remember, Fitz-McKinney ISD Athletics, it's on Sports Talk. I'm Ted Emrich. See you next time.